Okay Google, tell me some innovative way to start today's video. That's why you need a human mind, and that's why you need CA Rachana Ranade. Hi guys, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you to another interesting video on Google. Many of the subscribers or many of my friends often have a question that how much do YouTubers earn? That's a very, very big question in everybody's mind. But for that, to understand how much a YouTuber earns, you should know how does YouTube earn? What is their source of revenue? To understand how YouTube earns, you must know that YouTube is a part and parcel of Google. Okay, they are definitely interrelated. But then the question is, how does Google earn? So in today's video, we are going to discuss about what is the business model of Google, how Google earns money, what are its expenses, and is it an interesting company or not? On a different note, I just wanted to tell you that I am conducting a webinar on basic or beginner's guide to technical analysis. Those who are interested in technical analysis want to know about it in a very simplified manner. And if you want to have a small interaction with me, definitely join me on Sunday, 8th of November. All the details are given here. Do check it out. Before we understand how Google earns its revenues, let's understand in brief, in simple words, how is the structure of Google? Okay, Google was originally formed, and then in 2015, August 10th, a decision was taken where Google will now have a new holding company which will be Alphabet Inc. Okay, Inc. is incorporated. Alphabet Inc. basically is going to have two major subsidiaries. One is Google and one they call it as Other Bets. Okay, now what is this Other Bets? Other Bets include their other businesses like Nest, like Fiber, Capital G. So all these would be their subsidiaries. So in simple words, understand, Alphabet Inc. is the holding company, two subsidiaries, Google and Other Bets. Other Bets will include all these etc. Companies, but Google is their major subsidiary. Okay, Google's product chief, who was Mr. Sundar Pichai, now is the new CEO of Google. I am sure many of you might be knowing this. And Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who were the original co-founders of Google, now have taken up the role for Alphabet Inc. Let's quickly understand how Google earns money. For that, we have to understand its revenue mix first. If you check out this pie chart, you will be able to understand what is the major source of income for Google. And if you see this, the major source of income is advertisements. Google earns almost 83.29% of its total revenue just from Google advertisements. 5.51% from Google Cloud, 10.51% Google Others, and a very small one is from Other Bets, 0.41%. The one which I talked about, Nest, Capital G, all those put together is just 0.41%. But now the major one, which is Google advertising, how do they really earn money? And in Google advertising also, are there any splits or not? That's what we are going to check in the immediate next part of the video. Here you can see the 3-year data for 2017, 18 and 19. You can see that Google advertising revenue is continuously increasing from $95,000 to $1,34,800. Wow, that's an amazing increase in the revenue. What is that drop from 86.5% to 83.9%? It means that the total revenue of Google, if it was 100, then in 2017, 86.5 rupees was coming only from advertising for Google. And if I'm talking about 2019 position, if total was 100 as their revenue, then only 83.9% is coming from, 83.9 is coming from advertising. So here you can see that from 17 to 19, transition is that other revenue streams are also contributing more to the total revenue. But whatever is the case, 83.9%, still that's a big chunk to the total revenue. How do they get revenue? The very first one you can see is Google Search and Others, which is a huge one. That is 69,000. Latest data is in fact $98,115. So you might be wondering how do they get money from Google Search? Now I'm sure everyone might have tried this. Let's say you are doing shopping on Amazon or Flipkart or whatever. You see some product, you like it, maybe you don't buy it, you just come out of the website just like that. Next thing you are doing, let us say you are surfing and there an ad pops up stating that you are looking for this item and just remember that you wanted to buy that. Okay, so this is where Google plays its artificial intelligence role, and whereby they understand the shopping patterns of people and they make sure that you will not forget about that product, you will buy that product. And of course, that is how they display advertisements, and that's how they earn their revenue from Google search ads. Okay, second one is YouTube ads. I'm sure whenever you are seeing my videos, in the beginning of the video, you might be getting an ad. Sometimes it's a skippable ad, sometimes it's a non-skippable ad. If it's a skippable ad, if you skip it, I earn less. Okay, but if you don't skip it, I will earn more. Okay, so next time if you want to contribute to the channel, see the advertisement completely. Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyways, but this is a fact, obviously. For skippable ads, you will, if the ad is skipped, the YouTuber earns a little bit less. Okay, now you might be wondering, YouTuber is earning. What is YouTube earning? Obviously, YouTube is placing the ad on my video. Who earns? YouTube earns, and a chunk of that they pay to me. Okay, generally you can imagine something like a 70-30 split might happen, that 70% is passed on to me, 30% is retained by Google. Don't ask, by YouTube, sorry. Don't ask me how much I get and all that. Okay, I'm not going to tell you. Right. So YouTube advertisements, I hope you understood that whatever ads are served while watching YouTube videos, that's an income of YouTube, and YouTube is obviously a part and parcel of Google, right? Next income is Google network members properties. Here also you can see that the revenue is continuously increasing. In Google network members, you find names like AdMobs or AdSense. I'll give you a simple example. So for example, I have my app rachanaranade.com. In this app, those who have downloaded this app, you might have experienced that not a single ad is displayed on my mobile application. Why? Because I have not enabled AdMobs. Okay, if I enable AdMobs, then advertisements will start appearing on my app also. But I don't want people to watch advertisements on my app. It should be completely kept for my courses and all that. It's okay. So I have not enabled it. Had I enabled it, again, it would have been a revenue of Google. Part and parcel would have been shared to me. Okay. Similarly, if it is a website, then AdSense comes into picture. So that's how they earn revenue from multiple sources. But primarily, I hope you have understood, may it be Google search ads, YouTube ads, Google network member ads. Finally, it adds a lot to their revenue. So one small Q3 update for you. This is an interesting one also. I'm sure during the lockdown, everyone would agree that yes, people have consumed a lot of content, and that would be the reason why the YouTube ad revenue is going to jump, Google search revenue is going to jump, and that's what you evidently see here, that the revenue has jumped from $24,741 to $26,338, almost a 10% rise. And for YouTube ads as well, it's a big jump from $3,800 to $5,000 roughly. Of course, all these will be in millions, okay? So don't be under the impression that it is $5,000. All these are dollars in millions, right? One more point I wanted to tell you, that here you can see that they are also earning from Google Cloud. Now, what is this Google Cloud? I'll tell you. Whenever you, let us say, open a new Gmail account, in that you get 15 GB space free of cost. Google Drive space, 15 GB is free of cost. And when you start your, more and more emails you send, more and more attachments you get, you upload many things. At some point of time, your drive space is full. What do? What is our mentality? Open a new Gmail account. Obviously, who's going to pay for that? So I used to do same things. I had almost like 5-6 accounts just to save on the cost for Google Cloud. 5-6 accounts, 5-6 different passwords. But phukat te paustik. That is, whatever is free is very important in life. So that is what even I used to do. But then at one point of time, I said, okay, enough. Let me just get the Google subscription, the cloud subscription. Now I have a paid subscription for that, but I enjoy almost 2 TB space on Google Drive or Google Cloud for that matter. That's how I pay them rental to use their drive space, and that's their income, right? One more thing you can see here, Google Others. What is it, Google Others? Google Others also includes YouTube non-advertising revenue. Now what is YouTube non-advertising revenue? Some of you might be knowing that YouTube has something like one option whereby you can say, I don't want any ad to be displayed on YouTube. For that you have to pay an amount to that. That's like a YouTube premium. So whenever you opt for YouTube premium, you'll have to pay some amount to YouTube. That is nothing but the other revenue. Google Others is what they are saying, is an example. The one which I told you right now, YouTube premium revenue would be like a Google Others revenue. I hope you have understood all the revenues absolutely in detail. Let's understand the cost structure now. In cost structure, you have two major costs. One is the traffic acquisition cost, and the second one is other costs. Okay, other costs is normal like employee cost and all that. Normal, we'll not discuss about that. Important and very interesting is the traffic acquisition cost. Now, what is that? instead of telling you definitions and all that, I'll give you a simple example. Okay, assume that you are an Apple user. Okay, you use iPhones, iPads, whatever, and in that I'm sure everyone knows that Safari is their primary web browser. In Safari, whenever you open Safari, there will be a default search engine, and generally default search engine will be Google. Okay, so Google says we are ready to pay you, Apple. So Google says we will pay you. Google is paying Apple and says that Apple on Safari keep Google as the default search engine. We are paying you to acquire the traffic. Okay, so that is why it is called as a traffic acquisition cost. Who is paying to whom? Google is paying to Apple. Why? So that on their web browser, Google is the primary search engine. This is an interesting fact. I thought it will bring you some value addition, so I thought of including this in my video. So every business has competitors, right? Who are the competitors of Google? I'm not going to tell you. You are going to tell me in the comment section below. You have to tell me who are the competitors as far as the search engine is concerned, as far as social media is concerned, as far as let us say digital voice assistance is concerned. Let me know in the comment section. I would be happy to answer your queries, and I'll definitely let you know if you are giving correct answers or not, right? I hope you have enjoyed this content. Do share this video with your friends who are staying abroad, because Alphabet, which is the holding company of Google, that is listed on the US stock exchange. So they also might be interested to know about this company. Share this video with your friends. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.